Hello, guys. Hi, this is Ganesh Naik. Thank you very much for joining in. I'm going to be starting out with one more interview of my student who has been able to clear the FRM Level 1 May 2022 exam in his first attempt. And he's a working professional working with an Indian private sector bank. And along with that job, he's been able to clear the exam in his first attempt. So definitely there's a lot of learning for us to understand what has been his preparation methodology, what are the challenges that he faced, and how he was able to overcome those challenges and able to clear the exam as soon as possible. Now, with this, let us start with the discussion. So for this discussion, we have Jobin. And Jobin, first of all, thank you very much for joining in and
Thank you,
giving
sir.
your time. This is very late in the evening and we are talking after your office work. So definitely,
Yeah.
thank you very much for taking time. Now, for the benefit of the audience, when you decided to go for the exam, what were you doing? What was the status? What is the work experience that you had? Okay. And also, when did you started preparing with me?
Okay, sir. Thank you for this opportunity. I'm working in a Indian retail bank for the past 7 years. I started it in October 21. Actually, I started with my brother. He's in a different place, and we started in October, and then yeah, I'm basically in the branch level. Basically, my background is like sales, marketing, and all that KYC updation, compliance part.
Okay.
That is my work status.
Okay. And you started in October.
Okay. Yeah.
In October.
Yes, sir.
When you started, first of all, how much time you were dedicating from day one when you started reading?
From day one, it was like after work hours, 2 to 3 hours daily. Actually,
wow.
videos itself were about 2 to 3 hours was there. Then we made sure that after each reading, we revise the chapter also.
Okay.
Then on the weekends, we also do a revision of what we did in that week. In that way, we started.
Okay, so every day, 2.5 hours, 3 hours, and you were going as per the Excel sheet that I provided.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, and you were reading Schweitzer book only.
Schweitzer books, yeah.
Okay.
No other books.
And did you started solving immediately after watching the video, or there was a huge gap?
This Schweitzer, that question banks, we did it after sir's question. That after all the videos. After one reading, after completing the whole topics, we did it.
So so primarily from the October part, when did you complete your entire watching of the videos?
By December, we completed it. Me and my brother. It's like
October, November, December, 3 months.
December,
so every day,
months, yeah.
Every month, 20 chapters you were completing on an average.
Yeah, on an average.
Wow.
Yeah. Actually, both of us made a point that first to cover the entire topic. Then we can decide where to do the revision again. In the second reading, in the second round, third round, we can decide from where to start, where we should prepare much better. So first thing, our strategy was to complete the whole topic at minimum time possible.
Okay, now over here I have a question. When you completed every first reading, watching of the all video, in terms of the content, what was your feedback? I mean, in the sense, was the content very easy? The chapters were very easy and also, or difficult basically, whatever your feedback was. And is it because you're coming from a retail background?
Yeah.
For you, how different it was?
It was some areas are known to me, like this theory part, basically theory part that is the banking, the insurance, mutual fund, the CCPs, all that part. It was actually some way connected to my daily work. But these options, forwards, that are completely a different department. It's like the treasury, those parts. Those were completely new to me. But those areas actually took more time
for you to pick up and understand.
Understand the concept.
And when you completed your entire watching of the video, what was your confidence level for the exam?
Complete, like in the first round.
First round, at December 31st. When the first round of reading got completed, what was your confidence level for the exam?
In the first round, actually, when we went through the topic, it was like it was at a faster pace. Actually, our basic idea was that we have to complete just to have a view of what the syllabus was. so that in the next and the third round we can prioritize areas. So after the first round, not that confident.
Not that confident.
But
now,
in the
with respect to books,
okay.
When you read the first time, which book you felt was very tough for you?
For me, the valuation part, that is book four. Book four, yeah. Book 4 part. Then this other all we can to some extent was okay for me. But this valuation part, where the in-depth theories, the bond valuation, in-depth areas, those were little difficult for me.
Okay.
Typical.
Now, after December, what did you do?
In the second round, actually, as I said, me and my brother was doing it together. We actually prioritized areas that were much difficult to understand, like there's a bond area, the options, the in the statistics where this hypothesis regression part. So those areas were our priority, where we need to spend more time.
You watched the video again, or you were reading the textbook only?
Actually, we read the textbook. We had our own notes also from your videos. Then from your notes also we picked up the important points. Then where those areas where we couldn't recollect, we actually watched your videos also again. We had to watch.
And primarily, so your brother, who's your study buddy, he was in a different country altogether.
Yes.
How were you coordinating? I mean, were you talking every single day in terms of discussing about the exam, or every week? What was the plan?
No, on everyday basis we were on call. Actually, both of us are 3 hours. There's a time gap of 3 hours. So it was maybe during our work hours, when 5 or 10 minutes when we were free, we used to text, and then we would discuss with each other, clear our doubts. Like that, it was on a daily basis. It was
okay. Wonderful. I mean, I think so. This was because when I was talking to Jobin also, this came out as a very strong point in your preparation, that there was somebody with whom, first of all, you were discussing the concept, you were explaining each other, you're clarifying your doubt, and that actually helped you to do things faster, right? Now, in the second reading, so you were going through the difficult chapters first, you were reading the textbook and all of that, and did you start solving of my question bank?
At that time, this sectional question bank, or like we started with options, that 12 chapters we used to cover, and then that sectional test, like that.
Sectional in the sense, important concept?
Important that Shwester, that sectional wise we had, PDF file.
Okay, that is a Schweger question.
Yes.
They were easy. They were slightly
easy. And in the third round, actually, we started with your question bank. That was much tough, actually, compared to Shwester, but more comprehensive also. More comprehensive, much more conceptual wise we need to apply. I think we had in between this updation calls also. In between, we contacted with each other and asked, should we go in depth? Should we like?
I know you guys were in touch with me and informing me your progress. And first of all, when I came to know that you guys were able to complete one reading by December, that was slightly shocking for me, because I thought generally people take around Feb and March to complete things. So this was interesting, and you actually utilized the time also. You did the second reading and you went through Schweger question bank, then third reading with my question bank. So primarily, you're doing the full proof plan. You were able to solve my question bank entirely, chapter wise.
Yeah.
Okay. And by when that happened primarily?
In January, in the second round, actually we focused on the main concept. That was on January and February half we completed that, and then again we started with the third reading. That was about February 20 till March last.
Okay, and that was my question. Like you solved and you completed by March. After that, what you did?
After that, we went for the mock papers, the 3-hour papers. We sat actually for about solving one question paper.
In the month of April itself? In the month of April itself?
April, last May, in the beginning.
Last week of April and the first week of May?
First week of May, yeah.
Okay. And you were giving the mock papers on the same time when your actual exam is?
Means my exam was on 18th.
18th,
May
suppose it
18th.
was in the morning,
Yeah.
9 a.m. So you were
Yeah.
giving the mock also at 9 a.m.
No.
So
That one.
you're doing it as per your time availability. Okay.
As per my time. Yeah.
And now I want to understand one basic question.
Yeah.
From October till the time you complete, you're doing mock papers, what were the major challenge that you faced in your preparation?
Oh. As I said, there are some areas which were completely new to me.
Okay.
So those areas I need to work really hard. This option part, this valuation part. But then by the time when we did the question bank, we felt about much more confident that we could move forward. And also by watching some of your this interview with the candidates, we also felt that in some those areas, those difficult areas, you don't need to stress much. Maybe one or two questions maybe coming from there. Even if you miss those and
You have
attempt
to
the
play
other part.
smart. You have to play
You
smart
have to play
primarily.
smart. Yeah.
And
So
no, the purpose of asking that question, see, your situation was very different from what Jobin was facing, because you're working for a bank. So did you face time constraint in the sense of daily basis sitting? Was that because you might be working extra hours or anything? So I want to understand that.
Okay. Usually my work gets over by 5:36. Then I get home. Then I would start by 7:30 and would sit till 10 late in the evening. Yeah.
Wow, we all
and
should
then
join this
Saturday.
Okay. But interesting. I mean, you got, so there was no pressure in terms of work as such, but you got some sufficient.
They were
amount
also
of time.
very much supportive. My colleagues were also very much supportive.
Okay.
About this. Okay.
Now, one point over here, whoever is watching this video. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I know a lot of people who are from banking fraternity, they might be working till 8 p.m. and they don't get time to prepare. It doesn't mean you cannot succeed. Okay, it doesn't mean you cannot clear, right? So somebody else is getting more time does not mean you cannot clear the exam. So don't take it negatively. So I just wanted to understand his challenge or what is happening with him. That is why I asked him the question. Now, when you were solving the mock papers, what was the average score that you guys were getting, and how many mock papers you solved?
Actually, average score was 50, 55, 60 on those areas. Then we picked up. Yeah.
And how many mocks you solved?
There's a GAP sample papers we solved, mocks 3 to 4 papers we solved. Then in the Schwesser, that last we had one that paper, practice paper, no? Those also we solved. Yeah, all those we solved.
Okay, interesting. And now, when we went for the exam, what happened when you started solving the paper? Your time started. In the first 1 hour, what happened?
I was actually not much stressed. Maybe I was prepared well. I was not, honestly speaking, I was not much stressed. I was able to complete about 65 questions with much confidence. In 2.5 hours, I was able to complete till then. Then there were some probability questions, and there's a
I know everybody faced problem with probability. I know that.
And then there's some questions in relation to this binomial tree and those parts. But then I actually had about 20 minutes left, 20 to 25 minutes left. Last 25 minutes
to prepare.
Prepare. Yeah.
For the entire revision.
All those, to resolve those questions that I missed, this probability part, those questions.
Okay. Interesting. Now, one very basic question. So when you were solving the actual exam paper, so you were able to connect back to your Schwesser book. Each question, you knew which chapter it is, what concept it is connected to.
Yeah.
Right?
The
reason I'm asking you this question,
so
to understand whether there was any concept which was not there in Schwesser and asked in the exam.
No, almost somewhere to connect it to what the topic was. They're not out of syllabus. Are you asking if there was any out of syllabus or not?
Something which is, say for example, you got 5-6 questions which were not even there in Swagger, no reference. So you cannot solve primarily. So
like that question was, yeah.
Okay,
No,
and the
like that question was
indirect
not there.
purpose of asking this question was to understand whether Swagger is enough for the exam.
Oh, okay. Swagger is enough for the exam, actually. Hello.
I know that. But see, I want to
yeah.
understand from the perspective somebody who's given the exam. So
okay.
he can tell it better right now what is happening. Is there a need to go for GAR? Is there a need to go for Bionic Turtle books to read and understand? And because you did not solve any Bionic Turtle question bank also, right?
No, actually, we started to read this Bionic part, then we stopped actually going further because
I know that.
Actually,
this is very tough. It is very tough. I know that.
Yeah.
So because especially what happens is people who do not have time, if they're going to invest their time over there, and
actually
understand
in one of our update calls, we actually asked you, should we go and focus more on this probability questions or like that? We asked. Actually, you said also our main focus was that answer that we got, that maybe 1 or 2 questions will come. You don't have to spend too much time wasting more energy on that and then getting disappointed after spending so many hours studying on one, and you build up one confidence for yourself, and then you come across some certain areas which is new. So invest on what you have properly, understand the concept, you will pass the exam, for sure.
So the point which I wanted to highlight is that if you know there's a concept in your exam which you're not able to understand, nothing is happening. 1 or 2 questions might come from that concept. So you have to take that guess, right? I mean, even if I have a bad day, I might get 2 questions. If I have a good day, there might be no question. So you have to take that practical approach towards the exam, that you cannot cover everything. That is not possible. So, and that is how you have to devote your time. Like you said, invest your time properly into things which can help you to increase your score. Right now, what are the quartiles that you've got? The final result quartile.
2, 2, 2, 3, 2, 3.
So book 4, which was slightly problematic for you from the start, but third quartile, but everywhere else it was doing good. Now, what has been the feedback or response of people around you? I mean, your family, friends, and office people.
They were very happy about it. Actually, this area is completely new to us. We are branch banking people. This risk is actually a specialized area. And also this being able to clear it in the first attempt. They were very supportive also for my whenever I asked for this leave and all. They were very supportive also. They were very happy to hear about it. Of course.
And final question now. If you can give 3 tips to students who are preparing for the FRM level 1 exam from your side.
Okay. One is, this is not an easy exam. You have to spend some time understanding the concepts. For me, it was completely new to this area, so I had to spend more time. For some people, this is their daily work, but that can also lead to overconfidence also. But you need to spend time in it, cover all the topics, don't skip anything. Then along with it, it's also important that you practice what you have learned. That's also very important, because this is not a school exam or a college level exam. You have to apply the concept. So that comes with practice only.
And by looking at your case, I mean, even if you are working in a branch banking, you can clear the exam. So from the knowledge perspective also, you can pick up the concepts, you can clear the exam. There's no problem as such, right? So, and because I get a lot of calls from banking people asking whether it is possible for them to clear the exam. So I don't doubt their ability. They themselves doubt. I don't know why. So
actually, after clearing the exam, when I posted this in my LinkedIn profile, when my other social media, I actually got a lot of messages from my banking people working with me in the bank. How you cleared? What's the time you spend? And they were like, "Oh, spending 2-3 hours. It's like very much difficult for them."
But see, that you have to
yeah,
sacrifice.
if you have to sacrifice. If you need to
Yes,
pass these kind of exams, you have to invest. That's the point that I would like
that's
to make.
correct. That's correct. That's
Uh,
correct. And from the perspective of like see, when you were mentioning on LinkedIn, I know
uh,
a lot of my students also have cleared, but now they are shying away from putting it on LinkedIn. I
yeah,
don't know why, because they see it's a simple point. You have achieved something in your life.
yeah.
You should market it. It is
Actually, I was not that much a person spending time on LinkedIn. Actually, when I to check this analytics, I was too surprised about 1,000 to 1,500 people going through my profile. This analytics are
wow.
there, no?
Yes,
I
yes,
even
yes.
shared it
Wow.
with my brother also. So yeah, he is like active there because that is one platform used in his country. But when I'm safe here, I'm not that much concerned. I'm not shifting jobs or anything. Maybe
Right,
I
right.
was saying, but seeing this many searches appearances in my profile, I was actually shocked to see that actually improved my confidence
Oh
or
wow. This is
so,
interesting. This is interesting.
uh,
I mean, this is
yeah,
what I think so other people, other students can also learn. Just an
yeah,
offbeat thing that you can use LinkedIn also so effectively because that can help you to get
yeah,
exposure, that can help you to get jobs,
exposure, yeah,
connections,
yes,
and people will
yes,
recognize you. That is important.
yes, yes. That is important.
Perfect, perfect. So, I mean,
So,
wonderful. I mean,
actually, I
Jobin.
also got this congratulatory messages from all my superiors. Also, this my bank's vice
Oh,
president, presidents, EDs.
wow,
From
wow,
them
wow,
also, I got
wonderful.
this congratulatory messages also.
There's
Those
one of
things,
my
it's like for a branch banking people. Branch banking people, these are all like dreams only. Like we get messages from the top level people. It's like a
right,
dream
right.
come
I
true.
totally understand. I
Yeah,
totally understand. So
yeah,
one of our other student, Durgesh, he told me after the interview that in his zonal call, they
yeah.
all clapped for him when they came to know that he
Yes.
cleared FRM. So
FRM, yeah.
I mean, people in the banking area, they will recognize what we are talking about.
Yeah,
Normal
what I'm
people will
talking
say,
about.
"Kya hai,
Yeah.
clap it to just a clap."
Yeah, yeah.
But they will not
That's
understand
a,
that
yeah.
this is not a normal phenomena, normal thing to happen for people who are working in
Yes,
branch,
yes,
like you said. That's
yes.
very true.
Yeah,
Very true.
yes.
Because it's always about target, how much you
Yeah,
have
it's
got.
all about target. Especially in sales and marketing, it's completely different, no? It's this
Yes.
risk area and all. So you get one international certification that it's like a feather in the cap only.
Yes, yes, definitely,
Mm,
definitely.
mm,
Wonderful. I'm very,
mm,
very, very
mm.
happy for your
Thank
success.
you, sir.
And one of the point which I just wanted to reiterate that your study buddy actually propelled your growth in the exam. And I'm sure this is
Yeah,
going to continue for level two and you will be clearing the level two in first attempt also. And
yeah,
this interview definitely will be motivating a lot of other students to go for the exam, prepare it, even if they are
yeah.
from a banking background, public sector banks or private bank, they will go for the exam and they
Yes,
will clear the exam. This is going to
yes,
be very motivational for them. So thank you very much,
yes.
Jobin. Thank you for taking out time
Thank you, sir.
and
Thank
talking
you,
to
sir.
me and talking to the audience. Thank you.
Thank you.